the classes were the high point for this week, and the knowledge that I got from that. The Andrea's classes were really good on fascia and that sort of thing. Well, I really need to get more sleep, more rest, because it's kind of too busy. But I'm starting to get a routine, and then just being sick to my stomach since the chemo yesterday has just pulled me down. But yeah, that's all. Well, I'd like to get more rest and just get more organized with my schedule and get more reading done. That's all now. Okay, well, the good thing was that I got a realization of how my energy shifted when I went from dreading having the PIC possibly taken out and totally changed, and also Basil, my husband, leaving next week for the week, and all my worries and all my stress surrounding that, and the feeling of abundance in my energy when I had a real breakthrough of letting it all go and just trusting that everything was going to be fine, and the PIC was, and so it was great. And the low point was all the being up all night with pain, and the 2 days I was in pain when the PIC shifted, and then I thought possibly it would have to be taken out, and all the dread surrounding that was the real low point of the week. To hold on to that feeling of abundance and just enjoy the time while Basil's away, and know that I'm going to be supplied with rides and whatever I need. Yeah. Okay, so my high point didn't start out as a high point. It was that my son, who had taken care of since all summer until I left November the 1st, went back to detox. But I realized that I could only be good for him and for everybody else around me if I focused on me and became well. Oh, when my husband left to go to Canada, and I just felt like for the one evening, I just thought, I can't do this alone. I can't cope, and then you know what? I just got my head around it, and the next morning I was more fantastic than ever. Like it turned into a high point too. It was just that I realized that I can do it. Definitely to get through more of the recommended reading material. I've kind of, last week was getting more sleep, and I'm up on that, so that's it. Well, I've had so many aha moments this week here, and one was that a big realization of how limiting my thinking was to my life, and how even if you're in a downturn or things seem to be going slowly, it's a flow, and not to diminish my thinking and my horizons, and still be in abundance, to bring in more. So it was just been an awesome week in that regard. Yeah. I really don't think I had any low points this week, actually. I feel like I'm finally getting it together with the routine and the schedule, and able to work things in. It's the beginning of my 5th week, so yeah, it's good. Well, next week I have my PET scan, and that, I guess that's not like a goal that I can control, but I'd love to see that clear, because my other goal along with that is if I can cut IPT, then I want to go and work in the kitchen and really learn about making recipes for raw food. So I'm really excited about that. My high points were well, there's a number of things. My PET scan came back with all clear, face eyes, lungs, and minimal activity in the tumor in the pelvis, and a real deep realization of force opposed to flow, which is where I was at when I came in, this, force of type A personality. And I've had a real realization of everything out there doesn't have to be reflected in here, and the flow of life as opposed to the force of life. It's been amazing transition. My low point was that my hemoglobin went down, and I had to have a shot, so I'm hoping that comes back up and I don't have to have a blood transfusion. And my goal for next week is getting ready to leave and carrying with me everything that I can possibly use that makes my life better, makes me better. So my high point for the week was, it was really interesting. I had gut pain, so I was referred by one of the practitioners here to a visceral therapist, like I can't remember the other name. And so I went to him, and he worked on it, and that was amazing in itself. But I heard his story, and he showed me pictures of daily, weekly, yearly, how 15 years ago he was diagnosed, and they offered him just mega chemo because he was going to die. He had cancer, a melanoma, and it was spreading to his bones, his prostate, his everything. And so he just never went back, and he did all the things that he could do himself, and a lot of it Gerson. So he juiced, he did diet, and he just kept going no matter what his symptoms, and kept his eye on the belief that he was going to heal. And till one of the last pictures, when I saw the tumor, which was about this big, fall off his back, and the pink spot, and then seeing the pictures where they went down to, a scar like this, 2.5 by, yay long, and now 15 years later, like having this wonderful life in this huge practice, and just thinks of himself as well. He has some cooked. He does, he's just well. And it was a huge confirmation to me that what I continue to do will finish off the small bit of cancer that I have left that hasn't been beaten back. Well, my blood hasn't come up, so hoping that I don't need blood transfusions, and that my gut issues get sorted out. So, yeah. Well, the goal is that I would be leaving, the first of the week, and then all my issues will be sorted out.